They hear every little thing that you're saying.
Oh,
Martell.
okay.
Every
Well, hey,
last word
stop
that
looking at
you're
the comments
saying.
and engage. Talk to them.
I am talking.
Oh, look. You ain't got the filter on, do you?
I do. It's still on.
Man, God, no.
You look cute with a filter.
No. See, that's the problem.
What's the problem?
Martell Holt is back in the spotlight once again. But this time, it isn't about business ventures, television drama, or his well-documented rivalries. This time, the attention on him has a far deeper root. In a recent interview that was supposed to be lighthearted and easygoing, just a chat about fatherhood, career, and personal growth, everything suddenly shifted when the conversation turned toward love. Not casual love, not short-lived passion, but the type of bond that endures, the kind that shapes lives, marriage. Nobody expected that word to come from Martell's mouth again, not after everything that had unfolded publicly in his past. At first, he brushed the question off with his usual charm and laughter, but then, almost without warning, his demeanor shifted. His posture slowed, his voice dropped into a serious tone, and what he said next sent shockwaves across the internet.
I know that, I just know he's the one that's going to help me get over any foolishness or to start to satisfy my wife 100%, right. To do what I'm supposed to do.
It's like devastating to me to think about my family being split. Why would I stoop so low and be so foolish to really risk my family multiple times?
I won't think twice about saying yes again when the time is right and the right person is there. That alone would have been enough to spark debate. But he didn't stop there. He added words that people are still dissecting. Some people will never forgive. Some people will never understand. But those who have stood by me, they've seen sides of me nobody else has. The comment set off a firestorm of speculation. Was Martell talking about his ex-wife, Melody? Was this a subtle olive branch extended toward her? Or was he speaking about someone entirely different? The name that immediately surfaced in the conversation was Arionne Curry. For years, Arionne has existed in the background of Martell's story, both infamous and mysterious. To some, she was described as ride or die. To others, she was labeled the woman who ruined a marriage.
I bet she is happy today, because I would be too.
She has never officially appeared on Love and Marriage Huntsville, but her name has lingered in every conversation, every season, every headline. Now, with Martell's bold words circling online, fans believe he might be preparing to step back into the spotlight in an entirely new way. Why? Because while Martell was bearing his soul in that interview, Arionne was simultaneously dropping cryptic messages on her Instagram. A dark, moody selfie with the caption, "When he finally chooses peace, y'all not ready." Another post soon followed, "You get one loyalty. Make your choice wisely." For longtime followers of this saga, the timing felt too precise to be coincidental. It almost seemed orchestrated. Social media went into chaos. Comment sections erupted. Some fans couldn't believe what they were witnessing. Is he really about to marry the woman who destroyed his family? One user wrote. Others, however, pushed back. Melody has moved on. Why can't Martell? Let him find peace. The reactions showed just how divided the public remains about this triangle. Let's pause and look backward for a moment. The very idea that Martell would even consider marriage again is wild to many people. His split from Melody wasn't just a breakup, it was a train wreck played out in front of millions. It left scars not only on him and Melody, but also on their children and extended families. The fallout was loud, public, and messy. Since then, Martell has worked to clean up his image. He's focused on co-parenting, tried to present himself as more responsible, and worked on his reputation. So why, after all that, bring up marriage now? Some observers think it's strategic. Right after that interview aired, OWN released a new trailer for Love and Marriage Huntsville, and once again, Martell's storyline centered around his struggles with fatherhood, identity, and redemption. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe it's another attempt by Martell to redirect the public narrative in his favor. But if Martell is the chess player in this scenario, Arionne is the true wild card. For years, she has stayed almost entirely silent. No television appearances, no interviews, no dramatic live streams. While she faced constant criticism online, she didn't publicly fight back. She didn't attempt to cash in with interviews or expose private conversations. Instead, she remained in the background, raising her son and letting time play its part. And now, after all those years, it feels like she's ready to step forward. No one has ever truly understood what keeps Martell and Arionne tethered to each other. Outsiders have speculated endlessly, but the bond has remained intact despite the public backlash. If Martell's recent words really do point toward her, this could either be the beginning of something permanent or the setup for yet another disaster. Whether fans like it or not, Arionne has always been present. She was the unseen figure looming in the background while Martell and Melody's lives unfolded on national television. She existed through whispers, blog posts, and fan theories. And now, her silence seems to have turned into her greatest weapon. After Martell's interview, Arionne's Instagram turned into a trail of carefully placed hints. A filtered selfie captioned, "Timing is everything," a boomerang of clinking wine glasses, a short clip of her son, Martell's son, laughing in the background, paired with the words, "The only loyalty that ever mattered." Each post landed like a subtle but sharp jab. The message was clear. She was done hiding. Some fans were quick to defend her. "She stayed loyal longer than most women would," they wrote. Others refused to believe it. This isn't love, it's manipulation. Still, one question kept resurfacing through all the arguments. If Martell really is ready to build a family again, will Arionne be the one he chooses? What makes the situation more complex is that Arionne never actively sought the spotlight. She had plenty of chances. She could have gone live, shared receipts, exposed conversations, and fueled drama with Melody. She could have taken the offers from producers who begged her to appear on the show, but she didn't. Instead, she remained silent. She focused on her son. And now, that silence has turned into power. People close to her have said she turned down large sums of money from the network. The producers wanted chaos. They wanted explosive TV. But Arionne wanted control. And by staying quiet, she might just be gaining it now. Critics say she isn't chasing Martell the man. She's chasing the idea of a family, a home where her son is fully acknowledged, a life where she no longer has to be in the shadows. Whether people agree with her choices or not, no one can deny her persistence. Meanwhile, Martell's supporters are bitterly divided. Some are furious. To them, Arionne represents betrayal. They see her as the reason Melody, the mother of his 4 other children, had to endure so much pain. To them, allowing her to step into a place of honor feels like rewarding bad behavior. Others, however, have softened. They argue that Melody has moved forward, and so has Martell. If he and Arionne can find peace, why shouldn't they? But this isn't just about who dates whom. If Martell openly acknowledges Arionne, or worse yet, in some fans' eyes, proposes to her, it changes everything. He wouldn't just be making a personal choice. He'd be rewriting the entire narrative that has defined his public life for years. That's why fans are buzzing about the possibility that Arionne might finally make her on-screen debut. Some think Martell is gradually soft-launching her presence. Others believe it's all leading up to a shocking season premiere twist. Either way, people are watching closely because this is no longer just a recycled scandal, it's a turning point. And while Arionne makes her cryptic moves, Melody Shari remains as steady as ever. Her response? Silence. While Arionne posted hints and Martell's interview made headlines, Melody didn't say a word. She didn't clap back, she didn't issue a statement. Instead, she shared a simple, filtered video of her children playing with the words, "Protect your peace." That was her answer, and it spoke louder than any argument could. This has always been Melody's power. While others chase chaos, she chooses grace. While others feed drama, she focuses on growth. She has businesses to run, children to raise, and a future to protect. Her silence isn't weakness, it's strength. The woman who once aired her heartbreak for the world to see has learned the value of protecting her energy. Fans immediately noticed the difference. She wasn't giving Martell or Arionne her attention. She wasn't feeding the noise. This, they said, is what healing looks like. Social media praised her. Comments flooded in about her maturity, her strength, and her ability to rise above. Melody has already won, not by competing for Martell, but by carving her own path. She built her own empire, embraced her peace, and became a symbol of self-respect. Now, as Melody blossoms, Martell seems stuck in cycles of emotional turbulence. And this brings us to the future of Love and Marriage Huntsville. The show thrives on conflict, yes, but Melody has always been more than just a participant in the drama. She brought balance, authenticity, and growth. If she ever pulls back from the spotlight, the show risks losing its anchor. Without her voice of reason, Martell's chaos might come across as empty noise, and that could drive away viewers who tuned in to see more than just recycled scandals. Many fans have already warned Owen, if they give Arionne a platform, they'll walk away. "I'm not here to support the woman who ruined a family," one viewer said. "I'm here to see growth and healing." The network isn't the only one at risk. The entire cast dynamic could change if Arionne steps in, even indirectly. Alliances would shift, friendships would strain, old wounds would reopen, the balance would collapse. And that's the risk Martell faces most of all. If he publicly claims Arionne, he might feel like he's reclaiming his story. But is he building something lasting or just reigniting old flames? What's certain is this: something is shifting. Martell's confession changed the energy. Arionne is no longer in the shadows. Melody has risen above it all. The stage is set for a new chapter. The only question left is, who will truly come out on top in this next phase of the story? At the end of the day, Martell's choices are shaking everything once again. Whether it's redemption, drama, or heartbreak, only time will reveal the truth. One thing is certain, this story is far from over. Stay tuned because the next chapter is about to get even messier.